Hey, what's up guys and gals? My name is Nineg. Thank you so much for joining me today. We're going to be talking about Charlie Chaplin, more specifically about one of his films called The Fireman. If you're a fan of Charlie Chaplin as well as other classic movies and TV shows, make sure to follow my channel. Liking, commenting, and subscribing is the best way to support my channel. It's free to do so, so I thank you all ahead of time for being such great supporters. Now, I already covered the movie The Floor Walker, which was made in May of 1916. This one was released June 12th, 1916. As I mentioned, it's called The Fireman. And this is one that is a very interesting one for many different reasons. It's his second film with the Mutual Company. And in this one, Chaplin portrays a firefighter that is not too smart. The fire station is Fire Station 23. And you get to see a lot of Charlie Chaplin's crazy activities in this short. Now, he's still asleep and he accidentally mistakes a drill bell for a real fire alarm. And what he does, single-handedly, he drives out with a horse-drawn fire engine, and when he discovers that he's mistaken, he backs up the engine into the fire station with horses galloping backwards. And if you notice, this is an early instance where they use camera tricks and reverse the film. Remember, this is 1916, the very early stages of film. I know a lot of you out there might say, hey, I've seen that before where they run a film backwards. No, this was very revolutionary in 1916. Now, the two camera operators, they skillfully cranked the camera in reverse, and Chaplin had to stage the action backwards. So it wasn't just running the film backwards and editing. No, they had to film this in a very special way, and it came out looking pretty awesome. Now, it was filmed in a real fire station, Fire Station 29 in Los Angeles, California. We'll go to the filming location in just a little bit, but I want to tell you more about this short because they did a lot to make this short possible. They also really burned two condemned houses that provided some type of authenticity to the short. And although they spent so much on the production values, a lot of people didn't really find favor with the short. In fact, people were very critical. In one letter, you see someone wrote to him saying, "I've noticed in your last picture," of course, it's talking about the fireman, "a lack of spontaneity." He continues by saying that the picture was unfailingly a laugh getter. The laughter was not so round as some of your earlier work. Continues, "I'm afraid you are becoming a slave to your public, whereas in most of your pictures, the audiences were a slave to you. The public, Charlie, likes to be the slaves." Now, just to explain this a little bit, I think it's really fascinating. I compare it to a lot of my work on YouTube, where I try to anticipate what my audience wants to watch. And sometimes that results in videos that aren't that great or don't get much engagement or many views. But when I do something that I really like, I'm really passionate for, and I really think is interesting, my audience does. And it's so amazing to see that transference. And I mean, this goes back to 1916, and Chaplin was doing the same thing. It was said that this was a great lesson for Chaplin because pretty much for the rest of his career, he trusted and stuck to his own ideas rather than attempting to guess and speculate what the audience wanted to see and just put on the screen what he thought was the best. Now, I wanted to track down the location of this actual fire station. Now, it is no longer a fire station, but it is found at this address. With a little bit of research, a little bit of hunting, a little bit of just deep diving, as I always do in this channel, the address is 158 Southwestern Avenue, Los Angeles, California, 90004. And what is really cool, if you look at the location in general, downtown Los Angeles, Griffith Observatory, and this is in the Hancock Park area. In fact, this is essentially Koreatown. And the same building is still up. So when many people say, hey, Hollywood tears down a lot of its locations, that's not necessarily true. Not in the case of this building. So this is it. This is previously, it was a fire station. As you can see, it is no longer a fire station. I think even they moved and so forth. But I want to really draw attention to how just familiar it is. If you look, it has the double opening doors for the fire trucks to come out and so forth. It has this little door on the right that you can still see in the old picture, as well as this little window. So these little two windows, they're not doors, they're little windows. And then these upper windows here with the same molding. And then these rounded windows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And not only that, although the light fixture isn't there, this little area with the wiring or this little electric pole or whatever it is, little wire is here. And so it's really cool to see the same building, how it's still standing. You can go see it today. And no one would think that this is where Charlie Chaplin filmed this. It's really amazing to be able to see locations like this. And this is probably a better one because it doesn't have all the writing on it. There it is. Isn't this awesome? I want to know your thoughts down below. What do you think about a location like this where they kept it looking pretty much intact? They didn't add too much or take too much away. It looks pretty much as it did back in 1916, which is absolutely mind-blowing. I'd love to know your thoughts down below. Have you seen this short? What did you think about it? Did you like it? And are you surprised to see that this location is still standing and looking as good as ever? We'll see you all next time. Thanks for the support. And don't forget, everyone, most importantly, be hopeful. Thank you to all my supporters, especially my Diamond tier patrons: Russ C, Sally N, Vito L, Citizen Kane 359, David D, Jerry D, Jennifer P, and Kevin K. If you want to join this list and be a patron supporter, it does help out so much, and I thank you ahead of time.